Are you struggling to qualify your leads? No. And understanding what, but well, are you getting nothing but crap leads? Well, it might be because you're not qualifying them properly. In this video, we're going to be talking about that and a few tips you can use to better qualify your leads. Hey everyone, Casey here from Clientrick. In today's video, I want to talk about why it's so important to qualify your leads properly and some tips that you can go about to implement in your systems to make sure that your leads are getting qualified properly. So it's incredibly important that you qualify your leads because you might just be getting leads in that are just kicking the can. Maybe they're just trying to find out more information. Maybe they're trying to use you to get a better deal with someone else. So you want to make sure that you are doing everything possible to finding quality leads and you're not leaving any money on the table. Now this is really important because it'll save you time at the end of the day. The more you can actually qualify these leads, the more time you're going to save, which means you can probably bring in more clients. Now you'll be saying no to a lot more, but that doesn't matter because they likely weren't going to be good clients anyway. Sometimes, a lot of the times, we've had experience with bringing in clients who don't follow along with our processes. We have our standardized processes that we follow, and they're like, no, we don't want to do that. And it's kind of like a red flag for us. It's a gray area. We bring them in and we'll start a project. Now, this project doesn't go well because we didn't adhere to our values and we didn't adhere to our processes. And so we have stopped doing that. We're never going to take someone on if they say, no, I don't want to do that. Then that's just not a client for us. And we're going to stop wasting our time because we've gotten into some bad places and it's not worth it for you to have to go through that as well. Now, a few things you can do to change that. One thing might be able to create a standardized process around your lead intake and your lead qualifications. If you don't have, let's say, a rubric or some way to qualify whether a lead is good or not, or trying to understand what is a perfect lead for you, what is an ideal client, then that's something that you're gonna have to spend some time thinking about. If you don't know who you should be targeting or what niche you're targeting, or let's say how big a company or individual is, maybe it's an age demographic, maybe it's a wealth demographic, maybe it's companies that make over 500,000 and have greater than 10 people that work at it. You know, if that's an ideal client for you, then that's someone you should be targeting a lot more and understanding what type of companies are coming into you by asking them these questions. If you have a standardized process of questions you ask them, whether it's on a discovery call or maybe it's a questionnaire that goes out before a discovery call, it doesn't really matter. As long as you can keep track of that information, you're asking those questions, that's going to make it a lot easier for you to qualify or disqualify them right there on the spot. Now, another way to go about actually improving this and automating this process is a little bit is to have a questionnaire that goes out prior to a meeting. Now, within this questionnaire that goes out, you have a lot of power. You can say whether you want to talk with someone, whether you don't want to talk with someone. You can create conditional fields based off of the form that they're filling out. So for example, if you're targeting companies that are maybe greater than 500,000 in revenue and someone says 200,000, you could say something along the lines of, sorry, we're not looking at companies under 500,000 right now. We wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. Whatever it may be, you can send a no thank you email so that you don't even have to talk to that person. You could skip a discovery call and save yourself that time by automating that process even further. Another thing you could do is better education. Maybe clients or leads are coming into you and they're saying, oh man, you're too expensive. Well, maybe you could send out drip campaigns to educate them on why your services are best, to build that know, like, trust factor, to make sure that they understand that they are getting a premium service. So that is super important in both the business to customer and the business to business side of things. So if you're not doing this already, you definitely should be, because that definitely helps you reach them and makes that know, like, trust factor so that you know when you talk to them, they are more willing to pay your price. So that's super important when it comes to those kinds of concerns when people are saying, I think that's a bit too much money for me. I'm going to use someone else. Like, that's fine. At least when you're educating them, you can let them know that this is your price point, this is where you work at, and you can let them decide right then and there whether it's worth pursuing. If you send out those drip campaigns and they're still interested, that's awesome because you know that they are still interested in your services. The last thing that you should potentially look at is using Marketing Score and Visiting Score using some marketing automation tools. Now, if you're not familiar with these types of tools, the visitor score tracks their website usage. So if they're coming to your website, checking out your blogs, it gives you really good insight as to how often they're coming to your website and what content they're checking out. You can see all that information. It is very crazy and a little bit creepy, but it is super helpful to understand who is coming in and how you can target them. So every time they come to, let's say, a new blog post, they read it, they spend some time there on your website, whatever it is, you can start assigning a score and you can start increasing it incrementally. Now, when it gets to a certain point, you could say, hey, this person is worth reaching out to. They spent enough time on our website, they know enough about us that's worthwhile for us to send out a message to them. Now on the flip side of that, you have the marketing score. This is usually done using a marketing automation tool. It'll track their opens, their clicks, how often they open the emails, if they go back and reread it. If there's a call to action in the email, they'll click on that. That'll increase their score as well. And you can do the exact same thing. The more emails of yours they open, the more content they read, all have an impact on their marketing score. So the more that they do that, you can actually increase it and you can track it. So when you're tracking it, you can select, this is my threshold. Maybe it's 100 points, maybe it's 500 points, whatever it is for you and your business. You can say, this is the point that we now need to reach out to them. So this will give you a ton of insight onto who they are, what they're most interested in, and how they can potentially work with you. So you know how to approach the conversation even better the first time you reach out. Now, I hope that's been helpful. This is something that we follow along with ourselves, and we track and we measure and we implement. So we hope that you do it too, because it's super important to better qualify those leads so you save yourself time and make more money by generating quality leads right up front. So make sure you subscribe to our channel below. We want to make sure this content gets out to everyone who needs to see it, and you subscribing. And then if you're able to like and comment on our videos, that really helps us as well. So make sure that you're doing that so we can reach more people like you who need to see these videos. As always, feel free to join our other social channels like Instagram and Facebook. We're building an awesome community and we can't wait to see you there. Have an awesome day.